Hey everyone, Fariba here. I'm recording this video because many of you have asked me about working the crisscross wicker stitch in the round. So today I'll be focusing mainly on working this stitch in the round. If you want to learn how to do it in flat, I have a full video for that. I will leave the link down below, or you can simply click the link at the top right of the screen. At the end of this video, I will also briefly show how it's worked flat. Working this stitch in the round is a little different from the flat version, but basically both are made by crossing two stitches. Like in the other video, I will try to show both the continental style and the English style of knitting. If you are ready, let's get started. Okay, now I have prepared 80 stitches on my circular. It means you're gonna have a multiple of 2 stitches, even number of stitches for this pattern to work in the round. We're gonna work 2 rounds. We're gonna complete the pattern in 2 rounds. For round 1, I will make my crosses to the left. You can work to right, doesn't matter. For making crosses to the left, we're going to pick up 2 stitches to the right needle. And then I will bring the tip of the left needle to the first stitch and pick it up from the front. Slowly I pull out the right needle and then pick it up again. You pick up that stitch again. Now they are crossed. This is only on my, this is already on my left needle. I'm gonna place this stitch on the left needle as well. And now we're gonna knit them in this order. Just basically crossing to the left. Now we're gonna work the next 2 stitches. And as you can see, I'm working through the front loops, just a regular knit stitch that you make. One more time with continental style I'm gonna show. You pick up 2 stitches to right needle. Then you pick up the first stitch with the left needle from the front. Slowly you pull out the other needle. You drop the other stitch. And again, you pick it up from the back. And this way they are crossed. This is on top and is crossed to the left side. I place the first stitch on the left needle again, and then I knit them in the order. One more time here, you pick up 2 stitches, pick up the first stitch from the front with the left needle, drop the other stitch, pick it up again. Now they are crossed. This is crossed to the left side. I place it back on the left needle and knit them one by one. This is basically what you're gonna do for the first round of this pattern. I'm gonna work this round off camera and I'll be back at the end of this round. Okay, now I'm at the end of round 1. I will make my last pair here. Okay, I get my stitch marker. Now we're gonna start round 2. For round 2, to get that crisscross wicker stitch, you need to offset the previous row by moving the first stitch to the right side and keeping it for the end of the round. So it means I'm going to get my stitch marker out of here, then transfer the first stitch to the right side without knitting for now. And then I place my stitch marker. We're going to work that stitch at the end of the row with the last stitch right here. That offsets the pattern here. Now you're gonna look at your stitches. Last time we crossed to the left. This is the crossed stitch to the left. This is longer, this is shorter. This time we need to make a cross to the right to shape that triangle of the crosses. So for that, I will pick up 2 stitches to my right needle. This time I'm gonna pick up the first stitch from the back and then drop the second stitch here. I will pick it up again and that will cross those 2 stitches. Then you place it back on the left needle and then you knit them. So again here, look at your stitches, just push it a little down. You're gonna see this is the longer stitch that is kind of slanting to the left side. We need this stitch to cross that stitch. For that, I will pick up 2 stitches. Then I will get the first stitch, this one, from the back and drop the second stitch and then pick it up from the front again. That kind of slants this stitch over the other one, just giving you the cross. Place it back on the left needle and knit as usual in the order. I will try with the English style. So you pick up 2 stitches to the right needle. Then from the back, you pick up the first stitch, drop the second stitch and pick it up from the front again. And then place it on the left needle. Now you knit through the front loop as usual. And those little crosses are shaped now. So basically, you're gonna pay attention to uh, which stitch you are picking up from the front and which one makes it to slant to the right or to the left. Honestly, I don't pay attention which way I worked the previous round. I just follow the stitches that are shown here. Just I pay attention. This is kind of left slanted, then I need to come over that one. Then when I pick it up, I get this one to the back, bring this one to the front and to the right. Place it back and knit in the order. So for this one to work in the round, you don't need to work through the back loops, you work through the front loops. So here again, when you start the next round for this stitch, you're gonna offset the first stitch here, the same as what we did around 2. You're gonna transfer it to the right side and then start from here. I'm gonna finish this round and I will work another round here to show you better. Okay, here is the end of round 2. I work my last cross to right. Now here again, you're gonna pick up your stitch marker and then you're gonna offset the next round with picking up one of the stitches to the right needle. And then you place your stitch marker after that stitch. Now, if you take a look at your stitches, you have one cross to right, next you need to work cross to the left, same as what we did in round one. For the working in flat, we work through the back loops. Here in row one, I'm gonna pick up the edge stitch for now. Then for working in a flat, we don't need to manually cross the stitches because when we are working through the back loop, you easily go to the second stitch, you knit it, and then you come to the first stitch and you knit it. So in the flat version, you work through the back loops and you don't need to manually cross the stitches. You cross them as you knit them. If I want to show the continental holding, same here. You knit the second stitch before letting the legs drop off the needle. You knit the first stitch and then you leave them both at the same time. Looks like working in the flat is a little bit easier because you don't need to cross all the time. Okay, this was row one. For row two, we're gonna purl this time, but in the round we never purl. Always they are knit stitches. Same here, I'm gonna pick up the first stitch. This is my edge stitch. Again, I have to offset the previous row, and because I wanna offset that, I need to have one single purl stitch at the beginning of the row. And because we were working through the back loops, we're gonna make this kind of purl, Eastern purl. That's important. Otherwise, your stitches will be twisted in the next row and your stitchment will look different. So you purl one stitch at the beginning of the row and then here starts your sets, the paired stitches. Again, we're gonna purl this one and this one next. So I'm gonna bring the yarn to the front, purl the second stitch, and that will be Eastern purl always, and then purl the first stitch. And you continue purling the second one and purling the first one next. So offsetting of the previous row was the same for both in the round and for the flat version. But in the flat version, we work through the back loops. Our purl stitch is Eastern purl, and also the second row is purl stitch, is not knit stitch. But in the round, you are just working through the front loops and everything is net. The basically only your offsetting stitch is the same. So because we worked one single purl stitch, oh, okay, I'm gonna show it this way. Purl stitch at the beginning of the row, your purl stitch in English style, you're gonna work this way. We're gonna have one single purl stitch at the end of the row as well. And then I will work my knit stitch. You can purl this stitch as well. And this is you're gonna how you get the flat version. And here you go. This is your crisscross wicker stitch worked in the round. I hope you guys try this one and it works for you. If you have any questions, as always, drop me a comment and I can reply as soon as I'm free. Thank you and have a good day.